Hello, friends. I welcome you all in this English speaking class. For learning a language, what do we need? Yes, we need linguistic skills. And what are linguistic skills? Linguistic skills are skills to learn a language. How many linguistic skills do we have in English? What do you see in this picture? Can you guess? Yes, you guessed it right. We have listening, speaking, reading, and writing. We also call it LSRW.
Literacy. It's the combination of these things: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. According to the experts, these life skills are essential to the happiness, health, and wealth of individuals and society, which means it's vital young people have them. Having strong literacy skills gives people a better chance of finding a job and staying employed. Research shows it even makes a positive difference to health and well-being. Let's look at speaking and listening. It takes confidence to make conversation with someone you don't know or talk in public. As a Prince's Trust programme leader or volunteer, there are lots of things you can do to help build a young person speaking and listening. Here's a few suggestions. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Planning what to say is always a good idea. Chat to them about what they're going to speak about. Are they giving a presentation? Going for a job interview? Maybe trying to sell a product? Mind maps and graphic organisers are useful tools to organise ideas. Get them to write down 5 or 6 key points. Help them decide the best order to share the points and show them how to link everything together using helpful phrases like first of all, initially, subsequently, finally. If it's a presentation, make sure they've got time to rehearse, ideally more than once. If they're going for a job interview, ask them to think about what they might be asked. What experience have you got? What's been your biggest challenge? And when it comes to answering, the STAR model can be useful. Describe the situation or task, the action they took, and its result. Encourage them to think about the questions they might want to ask as well. Successful job interview? Great stuff. If they're making a telephone call to confirm a new job, ask them to write down a list of all the information they might need. What time should I arrive? What should I wear? Practice in groups. If you're working in a group, presentations are great for practicing speaking and listening skills. Get those who aren't speaking to make notes and ask the presenter questions afterwards. Encourage active listening. Problem solving in groups is also useful. As a programme leader, you can demonstrate helpful and tactful language they can use to reach agreement. That's a good idea, but have you thought about, can we all agree on that before we move on? You can also ask them to think about the importance of non-verbal communication. Body language, nodding in agreement, maintaining eye contact, avoiding confrontational gestures or body positions. Particularly for young people whose first language isn't English, make sure you show them how gestures and other non-verbal cues can make it easier to understand what's being said. Those young people will also benefit from using subtitles when watching TV and films. Use real-world examples. Speaking in a job interview is a lot different to speaking with friends or family. Encourage young people to think about and discuss how and why we change the way we speak and listen in different situations. Check out examples of people speaking on YouTube or the news. Speeches, business pitches, conversations. What works best in what situation? Ask them to write a list of the do's and don'ts for being a super speaker. Speaking and listening. Have fun with it. Make it relevant. Always encourage. Reading. If you struggle with reading, it makes learning other skills more difficult. Reading matters, and as Prince's Trust programme leaders and volunteers, there's a lot you can do to help young people improve and feel more confident. Create a reading-friendly space. It doesn't have to be a library, but make sure the young people you're working with have access to a range of different materials. Encourage reluctant readers by finding out what they're interested in. Some might favour autobiographies, others might thrive on sports reports. You also need to check any texts you're using, including handouts, are in a format and font size that's easy on the eye. Make reading a positive experience. Encourage them to try different types of reading. Reading for detail, reading for pleasure. Some young people may have had negative experiences in more formal learning environments, so you're in a unique position to help them enjoy reading in a more relaxed setting. Problem solve together. Make sure that young people feel comfortable asking you for help. For instance, there may be some words or language that they don't understand. Share the strategies you use to make sense of new words. Ask them to underline words they don't understand, and then go through the text with them. If they don't already know, show them how to use a dictionary or phone app to find out the meaning of a new word or phrase. Have fun with reading and make it relevant. Reading games and encouraging people to discuss the way things are written can all be great fun. Talk about how texts change depending on the audience. Try to find material that connects with the individual. Long-winded novels aren't everyone's cup of tea. It could be a comic, a cookery book, or even the lyrics of a song that really sparks their interest. And remember, a beginner reader isn't a beginner thinker. Explore how words are written. Break down the structure of words and texts. Ask them to think about how one word relates to another, how word parts like prefixes and suffixes can change their meaning, and how longer words are often made up of smaller, easier to understand word parts. Show them how layout and structure can help them get the meaning of a text without necessarily reading every word. Headings and subheadings, bullet points, introductions and conclusions can all help us get the gist. Encourage young people to ask questions about the text. What's happening? What's the connection between this and what I read before? What's it asking me to do? Encourage them to summarise what they've read in their own words, or using visual organisers such as mind maps, spidergrams, tables or grids. Reading. Make it interesting, make it relevant, make it enjoyable. By doing so, you're helping unlock a young person's full potentials. Look at writing. Most young people know what they want to say, but some struggle to get it down on paper. As a Prince's Trust programme leader or volunteer, there's a lot you can do to help them gain confidence with their writing skills. Planning is vital. Always give them time to think about what they want to write. Spider diagrams and mind maps are great ways for people to organise their thoughts. Using word frames and templates will help structure things like letters or CVs. Find out what works for them. Not everyone's a calligrapher. Allow young people to use a computer if it helps them feel more comfortable, and encourage them to use spell check if they don't already. Reading out loud is a really helpful way to spot mistakes. Others trace the words with a pen or even proofread backwards. If they're working on a computer, they may find it helps to proofread a printout. Also, for young people whose first language isn't English, Google Translate can be very useful. Find out what works and allow everyone their individual preferences. Make the most of practical tools and strategies. Flip charts for vocabulary lists, word walls, dictionaries, spell checkers, apps. There are plenty of tools you can use to help improve a person's writing skills. When it comes to spelling, why not share some of the different strategies there are for remembering how words are formed, like spotting words within words, linking a new word with words you already know, sound, round, ground. You can change the sound of the word or have fun exaggerating pronunciation. Wednesday, February, because, parliament. Beat out syllables and write out each bit of a word as you say it. September. Or use mnemonics, verses or rhymes which help you remember a word. Never believe a lie. Big elephants aren't ugly, they are beautiful. You can even make up little stories to prompt the memory. Take the word because. This can be big elephants cannot always use small entrances. Some young people might also benefit from keeping a spelling diary, a small notepad to record words they don't recognise or understand when they're out and about. Get the basics right. Capital letters, full stops, commas and speech marks, the difference between nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Check they're getting the basics right before you move on to something more difficult. After all, when young people master the basics, their confidence will skyrocket. Writing. Build their confidence. Always encourage and give them the tools to do it better.
Hope you enjoyed this class and had fun. Thank you very much.